Hi, Robert. This is a response to your subscribers contest, your 500 subscribers contest. And it is all about grails. Yay, grails. I'm just going to show three. And real quick, I'm going to start off with the most recent one I got. And this one made an appearance in Mark's contest recently about best of 2013, whatever it is you got. uh, Music or otherwise. But this has kind of been a grail for me. And yeah, I know the word is getting overused. I agree, a little bit. But this was original Zombies Odyssey and Oracle on Date Records, um, in just pristine condition. Again, I have to thank Mr. Matsuda for doing such a great job of taking care of this record. I will continue to do so. The vinyl's in perfect condition. The artwork, the cover is in perfect condition. It's just I couldn't have asked for anything better than this, and I got it at a really good price. I looked up on the wall and I saw it. No, what? Yes, good price, and they also had a 10% off deal at the same time. So I was really happy to get it. So very happy. Like I said, the next grail regarding this is going to be a UK mono and a UK stereo, or at least a UK mono. That might be a little harder to find, but if this is as close as I get to an original US copy, I'm happy. So put that guy back up here. Stay. Number two is one that I showed previously when people were asking about um, grails as well. I think somebody had a question about grails, or maybe I just posted it saying, "Hey, I just found." I think it was me. I think I just posted it because I found finally something I've been looking for, and I'd been looking for it for just a couple of years because it was just a couple of years ago that I read about it being kind of hard to find, kind of difficult to get a hold of a copy. They didn't make many. It's from an album that came out in 1968. And that was about the time when they were just finally getting rid of mono copies and they just weren't doing mono anymore. Like the Beatles' White Album, it was issued in mono only in the UK, I believe, maybe over in Europe, but definitely in the UK. Not over here in the US. It was only in stereo in the US. So by 68, things were just going stereo. And I found this guy. I'll go ahead and just show you what it is. It's Simon & Garfunkel's Bookends album. And I was happy as could be to find not only that it was a promo copy with the timing strip down here, but fingers crossed, I picked it up and I hoped it wasn't in, first off, two things I was hoping for. It'd be kind of nice if it was in good condition. It'd be great if it was in good condition, it wasn't destroyed. But also it'd be great if it was a monocopy. And I think I worried more about condition first. And not only would I see that it was in a great condition, it's a completely white label, as you can see. Yeah, completely white label. I hate this camera. I gotta start using my other camera. There you go, yay! Look at that big word down there, mono. So, not only is it in incredible condition, which I'm very happy for, lots of dead wax stuff in here. Mark, if you're watching this, there's all kinds of dead wax stuff here. Um, there is here and there a little scratch, a little tiny scuff, but I played it through and it sounds just fine. So the big deal about monos in general is that they had different mixes to them in general. However, not necessarily the case with this album. And in listening to it, I haven't studied it. I've listened to it a couple of times. I haven't studied it. Side one sounds like it's just a fold down from the stereo version, the stereo mix. Side two, I hear some differences in mixes, but I haven't studied it close enough to really tell you that, this song is different and this song is different. I've gone online and I've read, and this is where I got all worked up about finding a copy of this in mono, is I was reading online, people saying, side two is a dedicated mono mix. No, side two is using the dedicated mono mixes from the singles that were released off of the album. And then people were saying, no, it's all a fold down. Even side two is a fold down. They didn't use the dedicated mono mixes from the singles. I've got to study this a little bit more. When I played it to listen to and enjoy it. I'd enjoy it in mono. I didn't listen to every single note and listen to every single version, every single moment, every single phrase of music that I was listening to compare it. And I know the album. I don't know the album that well. I've got noises going off now. Did you hear that? I hope you hear. I've got the picture of you down here because I was watching you and your grandson. I wanted to make sure I got the. I was watching the reminder video you put up. So because I turned to talk to you. Oh, did you hear that? Ah, crazy. I'm insane. Anyway, so where was I? Blah, can't remember. Yeah, so I've listened to it. I haven't studied it. I haven't listened to every single phrase, every single note, as I should. And I don't know the stereo probably as well as I should. I don't listen to it, over and over and over again and memorize every single note. So that's this was kind of a grail, not only because of the rarity of it, but because I was so curious about getting what could be different mixes on the mono side, at least on side 2, if they use those singles. And like I said, I hear something different on some of the songs, but like I said, if you go online, which is where I started my hunt for this in the first place, you start finding out that I think it all started when I found information about the singles of the songs were in mono, were different mixes, and that made me think, oh, that's pretty cool. I should collect all the singles, and yeah, I'd like to collect all of the Simon & Garfunkel singles that are in mono and have different mixes, and then it led up to this album, and so saying that the mono mixes from the singles are on this album. But anyway, side 1 does sound like it's a full down. Side 2, I got to listen to it a little bit more and a little more in detail, as opposed to just sitting back and enjoying it for the sound. So, anyway, God, we're at 7 minutes, and I've got one more. Yes, I have one more. I always trot this guy out whenever the word grail is mentioned, and I won't go into too much detail about this. I think most collectors know what this is. I got 2 of these. One is still pasted over. This is the first one I bought, and I bought it 30 years ago, pretty much, in between jobs. I was unemployed at the time, and I plunked down, I think, 40 or 50 bucks for it, and it was still covered over with white. And there's a little bit of George showing, and you can see there's a big gouge in George's forehead. A lot of these tears you see here and over here, and there's just little big white chunks here and here. That's where the person who owned it before was trying to peel it. The trunk cover was off. It was just the white paper fibers from the paste over on here, except an area where you could kind of see George's head, and they had obviously, it was almost like they took the fingernail and just gouged, trying to rip and tear and pull. It's like, oh, come on. It only cost me 40 or 50 bucks at the time. I stayed up all night that night with a little bottle of like rubbing alcohol and cotton swabs. And I just sat and I just rubbed and peeled and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed. And it did a pretty good job. There's still little flecks of glue and paper. I could do some more work on it. You can see over here by Ringo, actually, there's a lot of glue and stuff up on this side here, and little flecks and things. Some of those are, most of those are little pieces left over. Yeah, I can, if I tilted it aside, I can see there's still some more work I could do to get the rest of it off, but there's really no other way to clean the rest of that cover off at that point, because there was nothing really to peel. It was just the fibers from the and I wasn't going to try the steam because I've seen results of steam peeling and all that, so I just stayed up that night until about like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and got it to this state, and I just figured, oh, it's good enough. And it was fun, to do that. I wasn't unemployed, so I had nothing else to do, and turned something that was 50 bucks into something that was worth a lot more, and it's worth even more now, even with the imperfections in it. But the other one I have, like I said, is still a paste over, and the paste over is in just mint condition, along with the vinyl. The vinyl for this is in mint condition, has the original inner sleeves. So there are other grails involving this. It'd be great to get a stereo. Stereos are harder to find than monos. So I have a friend who's got a couple of stereos and a couple of monos now, I think. He jumped ahead of me. I don't know if he watches these or not, but it'd be nice if he was to show some of his records. I doubt he ever will. Anyway, so those are 3 of my grails. Sure, I've got more probably somewhere, but these are the first 3 that popped to mind, and kind of the most, well, this is the oldest. And then you have the Zombies, as the most recent. So anyway, congratulations on 500 subscribers. Hello to your grandson and everybody down there where you're at. Hope you're having a good January and a happy new year. And see you soon. Bye. Bye. Bye.